Hey guys, welcome back to Swampy Acres Farm. Today's project is we're going to fix a couple of items. The first one being the RF450. This has had a lot of issues since I bought it brand new, and I'm going to try to address those issues and fix these problems. The other thing is I got to put some tires on the manure spreader, and I've got to build a battery box for a dump trailer that we custom built. So stick with us and let us know what you think. So a little dump trailer we got. We put it together. This was a portable welding trailer, but the guy kept the portable welder and sold us the trailer. So I put a Downeaster bed insert dump body on it. Works pretty good. Made some brackets. Had to put a jack on it. But as you can tell, I'm missing a battery. So gonna build a battery box for it. And I gotta get the lights going one of these days. And I gotta find some rims that are spaced out a little bit more, because I don't like, if you notice, it's just under the chassis. I want to push them out just a little bit. I haven't squatted it yet, but it'll happen. If we need silage or anything, we go down the road and pick it up. So this trailer works really good with that. All right, so this is what we came up with. I made a bracket, and welded the bolt on the top, put a lock nut on the bottom, did the same here, and then on the back side. And now, everything works right from there. Next thing to do is the lights as soon as I get a chance, and I got to do some research on the tires. I got to figure out the pattern so I can see if I can get some with a little bit more offset to stick out. All right, on to the next project. So the next job I got to do, I got to put tires on the manure spreader. The problem is the rim that I have that matches this one is completely rotted out and junk. And I need to use the spreader. So what I ended up doing the last time is I was running a solid skid steer tire on it. But me and my great driving abilities around this farm, I'm constantly putting holes in these things and flattening them. So I had to take the solid tire off and put it on the skid steer because I'm running in a lot of debris trying to clean up stuff and do some construction. So I just got these fixed, got some tubes put in them, and we're going to put them on a manure spreader. And actually, I like the way it rides better on these tires. I don't use a torque wrench on the manure spreader. No reason to. I go by the German measurement of good and tight. So, seems to work fine for me. I check them if they start loosening up. Next project in the series of projects is the wires have pulled out of here. Got to figure out the wiring so that I can get the plug in there. I need to build a harness for this thing. It had a computer. And this is the RF450 utility baler. It has a couple of quirks. It's a great baler, don't get me wrong, soft core baler. But the computer, when you have it on there, if it thinks that it put the twine out automatically or even manually and it doesn't, you cannot reset the computer. You literally have to open the door, kick an unwrapped bale out, unroll it by hand, and put it back in through the front of the thing and then try to rewrap it. I hate that. So what I'm going to do is I'm making a push button control, which I've been running all last year, but it was kind of hokey. So I'm going to build something a little bit better, keep it in the cab, So when the bale, because let me take a walk over to this side, I'll show you. This is your bale tensioner. Usually when it gets up about here is a really good bale, so I can visually see it. And then all I do is press the button, which is wired to the net wrap feed. Once it takes it in, it'll start spinning. The knife cuts it, then I can eject the bale. So I went old school, got rid of the computer. It was kind of a hassle. The knife, there is a lever on the side in here that you can reset the knife, so if it doesn't tie. It's only happened a couple of times with the knife, but I think it was a little dirty and stuff. So I've been trying to stay up on top of keeping this stuff clean. Let me show you what I use for a lube. So an acquaintance of mine, set it here on the fender so you can see, works with some off-road racing bikes, and they get me this stuff. And this stuff's made in Switzerland. I use it on all my chains, all my roller guides up there. It works awesome. And I haven't had a failure. The only actually failure I've had, and you know friends, you let them use things, things always happen. There's a chain underneath here that spins the double roller deck. Well, he was using it and kept telling me the last 6 bales he made, it wouldn't eject. He couldn't figure out why. Then he tells me, oh, by the way, there's a chain laying on the ground out in the field. So let's see if I can show it to you. I'm up underneath. Nah, can't really show you. There's a sprocket up under there. It's missing the chain. So I got to pull the cover off, take the tire off, fix it. But it's also got a hokey plastic tensioner. So I'm going to try to see if I can find a better tensioner with a ball bearing in it. Because the plastic tensioner doesn't do anything. It just sits there and the chain eats it. And the other problem I have, we tried to half-do filling this tire. The rim got destroyed. I had somebody raking hay for me. They raked hay in a hole with a big rock, and my tire didn't like it. Kind of bent this a little bit too. So I'm going to work on straightening all that out. I got a new tire. So do the new harness. I'll show you building that. We'll put the tire on. We'll put the chain on. Lube it up. Definitely get it all lubed up and ready to go. And this will be the next project here. Okay, if you can see that, the sprocket, it's right there. I got to put a chain on it. I do have a chain. I blew it off. Some people wonder why you blow them off before you wash them. It's just because I don't want all the mud everywhere, so if I can get most of it off. And so this is the reset lever on here. You pull up on that, that resets the knives. And then this piece coincides with this, telling you where to move it for how many wraps you want on it. But as you can see, the chain needs to be tight. The problem I have every year, if you notice, that's not factory. That's from me hitting it with the hammer to tighten up the chain. So what I'm going to do is take this cover off, pry this off, and then hone it out, clean it, maybe bore it out and put a bushing in there and reclip it because it's not working properly. And as you can tell, this spring has got a lot of tension on it. It's still not doing it. So again, yeah, fix that, make the wire harness, put the wheel on it, and fix the regular lights and put the chain on the back corner. Well, let me start pulling this apart and we'll go from there. So I have an outside waste oil tank. I took that chain off. Drop it down in here, tie it off with a pipe, and let it soak for a couple days. So I've been beating the crap out of this back and forth for the past hour and a half. So what I ended up doing is took a black nipple, cut it down, put a bolt, welded a nut into it. Then what I'm going to do, center it on the shaft, weld it, and use that to pry this off. Then I can always cut this off. So quick, easy tool to make. Let me get it welded on and see if this works. Okay, hard to zoom in, but that's welded on there all the way around. So let's see if this works. Perfect. That worked awesome. So the new chain is on. I got that one cut and put on. The new tire. I got to get it on some level ground just to adjust the pickup head. You see there's the new chain. And that piece I was fighting with to get off, as you can see, I drilled it and put a grease fit in, and there's clearance right in here. If that chain takes out that grease fit, and that chain's way too loose and it's not doing what it's supposed to. So, okay, now on to the wire harness. Pardon the wind, it's a little windy here. So I got a plug that plugs into the back of the tractor, gives me the power. I have it wired up to be on the accessory switch, so only when the tractor key is on will it work. This I wired in to run to the baler, and this will be in the cab. So that's off, that's on. That's the momentary switch to run the net. I'm gonna put some epoxy in here and on top of there, and then get rid of the holes. And then what I did is, I don't like hacking things apart. I fixed the lights too, and then this is the other piece right here it plugs into. I'm not a fan of hacking into the system, so I just ran my own wire, zip tied it, ran it nice and neat up into the harness assembly. So that way there, if I ever want to go back to the factory computer, I can. I did not alter anything. I only unplugged and plugged that in. And get that hooked up, that's done. I gotta wash it and grease it, but that's kind of boring. I don't think you guys really want to watch that. Plus, I didn't put the net wrap on, because the problem is when you wash a baler with net wrap, it has a cardboard tube in it, or if you leave it on through the winter, it has frozen on here before. The cardboard gets all swelled up, locks right on there, and then you're kind of screwed. And you can take and cut out a little bit of the cardboard, but then the roll's too loose and it doesn't wrap around the hay as well. So that's the only thing I got left to do to that. And we're gonna finish this up tomorrow. I got the parts coming in from Amazon, so I will show you what I did with the tires, and all my projects will be done. I decided to put a coat of paint on it. I filled in the holes. Looks pretty good. Should do the job. So this is what I came up with. 2-inch wheel spacers and new rims. So the wheel spacers are 5 on 4.5, same as the wheels. It's just going to space them out 2 inches. So you want to do is you want to put some Loctite on them. That way there you make sure the inner ones, because you can't access them while the wheels are on. So I use blue. Some people have different colors they want to use. You can use red, but blue works really well for what I do. And if I have to take it off, it's not an act of Congress to get it done. It's medium strength, so seems to work pretty good. Put the lid back on it so it don't dry out. And they'll slip right on there. And then you use a socket and start them all the way around. Alright guys, there's the wheel spacers and the new wheels. Went a little taller, gave me a little bit more height, makes it tow behind the truck better. It's got a nice little gap there on both sides. We have many more projects to work on, so if you guys like what you see, subscribe. If you have any ideas of ways we can do it a little different, comment. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Thank you.